I can prove 3 times, and my friend that's an attorney says you only have to prove 1.
Mm-hmm.
But I cannot get the courthouse up there to even take any charges of perjury. They just give me a deaf ear. They won't help me in any way.
Mm-hmm.
None. I have written every authority, every legally elected representative in Wood County,
Mm-hmm.
and they will not help me in any way. Not the sheriff's department, the city, the district attorney's office said, I said I would like to file perjury charges against these people, and she said, well, we don't take care of that. The Quitman Police Department does this. And she said, you know that the courthouse is in Quitman, don't you? Well, of course I knew the courthouse was in Quitman. So I called the police department. They said, oh, we don't do that. The sheriff's department does that. So they gave me the man's name to get in touch with at the sheriff's department. Well, the sheriff got defeated this year. There's a new sheriff coming on in January the 1st.
New sheriff in town.
A new sheriff coming on January the 1st. So I called the sheriff's department, and they gave me this man, and I talked to him. So he was going to do this and going to do that, so I never heard from him. So I went down there. So I went to the sheriff's department. So she said, well, he's not here, but you do have a case number. Here's your case number. So when I called him back, he said, oh, I can't take care of your case. You'll have to go see the bailiff, the court bailiff. Now, why would the court bailiff have anything to do with perjury charges being filed?
Yeah, no kidding. I don't know.
So he said, but I can tell you right now that you'll have to get your own personal attorney. It won't do you any good to see the bailiff. But what good would the bailiff have to do? But we noticed my daughter's a paralegal in her own right too. She chose not to follow that path, but she is a paralegal.
Mm-hmm.
But she's used to going to trials. She had been to trials during her schooling. So we noticed that none of these things were brought up in the trial, and also that the judge never followed the proper procedure. You couldn't understand him. You couldn't hear what he said, and he wouldn't use the microphone the whole time so that anybody could understand what he was saying.
He didn't want to go on the record.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We thought that was it too. And then when the plaintiff came to the final judgment hearing, which was totally unnecessary, we thought that probably the reason he came was because they didn't expect us to come, and they were going to try and pull something really bad over on us. I'm not sure what that would have been, but it might have been.
Have you considered going to the state attorney general?
He told me to try to write he gave me the FBI, and then I've turned all the papers over to the Judicial Commission in Austin. And of course, to do that, you have to give them your name and address, and they have to use your name and address.
Right.
So the judge up here controls everything. Everything that goes through the courthouse, he controls.